Hello and a warm welcome to the Bengaluru edition of Budget Yatra 2026. We're in India's Garden City turned startup capital that's on the fast track to now becoming the country's primary GCC hub. And why not? In 2025, Bengaluru saw 28.7 million square feet of office space transactions, of which 63% were global capability centers or GCCs. In fact, that's been the story across the country too, with this segment commanding 40% of all office market transactions pan-India. So on the show today, we're asking, what makes Bengaluru the perfect canvas for India's GCC growth story? Where do these growth numbers go from here? And more importantly, what can Budget 2026 do to take GCC investments in this city to a whole new level? On that note, let's dive right in. Our first stop on our Bengaluru Budget Yatra brings us to Sattva Knowledge Court. Completed in 2021, the space I'm coming to you from has a total of 900,000 square feet of leasable area, with occupancy rates hovering at well over 98%. Right atop its GCC occupier list are names like Harman, AECom, Stryker, and Thomson Reuters. So we figured there's no better place to start our yatra by taking stock at Sattva on how the GCC segment is poised to grow and what it wants from Budget 2026. All right, Shivam, Agarwal, good to have you with us here on ET Now's Budget Yatra. It's a rainy Bangalore day and we're here to discuss what is perhaps the hottest topic when it comes to Bengaluru's real estate and industry thrust really, and that's GCCs. I mean, what a year it's been, Shivam.
Yeah.
Bengaluru saw 28.7 million square feet in absorption through 2025, and we're talking overall office space, but 63% of that were GCCs, and that's really underlined the city's status as an up-and-coming GCC hub for the entire country itself, aside from already being a startup capital of sorts. What's powering the growth of the sector really, Shivam?
First of all, thank you, Jude, for doing this. You've got the reins with you from Chennai. I think for the viewers, it would be very important to define what GCCs are.
Right.
GCCs are global capability centers. So they are offshoots of foreign companies, not only from the US, but from all over the world, who set up offices in India.
Right.
And these I wouldn't call it outsourcing anymore. They set up proper R&D hubs and innovation centers in India. And yeah, I think it's been great. India is, you know how China is the manufacturer of the world. I think India is the service provider or the GCC capital of the world. And we are standing in the hub of GCCs in India, I would say.
Right.
So between Bangalore and Hyderabad, they absorb 60% of all the GCC demand. Primarily because I think, you know, the tech talent in the country or in the city of Bangalore is unparalleled. I think we have over 4.5 lakh engineering graduates every year. And I think the grade A office infrastructure is very accretive to growth over here. I think gone are the days where, you know, we're debating whether India is, you know, a GCC capital or not. It has, you know, cemented itself as one of those. And yeah, I think we're just looking forward to all the amazing stuff.
And Shivam, thanks for breaking it down really in terms of what a GCC is. I mean, to put it simply, it's as simple as this, right? If a company were to move the entire length and breadth of their operations to an offshore space, that would essentially be a GCC. And India has really taken the lead insofar as powering the segment is concerned. But I have to ask you, what's propelled growth in this sector as far as Bengaluru is concerned? What's made this city stand out from the rest?
I think mainly tech talent and infrastructure. I think Bangalore has a heritage of 30 plus years of being the Silicon Valley of India.
Right.
And I think that continues still today. If you look at office absorption, like you had mentioned, 27 million odd square feet, I think Bangalore has the highest office absorption in the entire country, and also the biggest grade A office supply, I would say. So I think all of those things propel it for sure. Overall, I think we get a lot of talent migration. Not only from the universities which are in Bangalore, which kind of contribute to the talent pool, but I feel like eventually with this, like as you see, with the number of startups, with the number of tech companies, Bangalore does attract a lot of tech talent from all over India. And I think that's the main sort of incentive that's propelling the city.
Right, and of course here at Sattva itself, where you have a bunch of GCC clients actually, taking form and shape here. The place was completed in 2021. You have 900,000 square feet of leasable area, an occupancy of over 98% itself. What's the outlook like for the overall GCC sector going forward? It's already grown by leaps and bounds. Where does it go from here?
I think it's just started, India has about 1,700 plus GCCs today, which I think is estimated to go up to 2,500 plus by 2030, which is next 4 years. So I think definitely in terms of growth, the parameters are very strong. Like us as Sattva, we do two things primarily. We've already been providing office spaces for GCC. So if you look at, say, where we are, Sattva Knowledge Court, we have Harman, we have Aeon, we have a couple of other really big GCC clients.
Thomson Reuters, Stryker.
Yeah, Stryker, Thomson Reuters. It's so many of them, so it's hard to keep track now. But I think we've been very lucky. I think we've provided the right infrastructure in the right locations at the right time, and the mix of all these three things have really helped us. Going forward, we've started a GCC vertical. It's called GCC Base. Like I said, we were already providing the office space for it. I think now the idea is to create almost like a full stack. So through GCC Base, we plan to, help companies even hire the right talent, even maybe provide, the right office spaces, the right kind of talent, right? Like you're not looking at low-level managers anymore. You're looking at CEOs for cities and countries. So as companies grow and you have like, your JP Morgans, your Microsofts, all of these giant tech finance companies coming to India or growing their footprint in India. And as they look at, even going up the talent pool to more niche talent or more upper management talent, I think that's the space we want to get into.
Shivam, I'm really glad you bring that up because we're doing this interview at a time when there's merely weeks, if not days, to go for India's big Union Budget 2026. You talk about the challenges that exist at a time when India and Sattva's GCC star is rising. So what do you think should be the synergies that the union government actually brings about to ensure that at a time when this segment is showing so much promise, the right policy levers can be pulled to ensure that you hit top gear? What do you think the budget can do to achieve that end?
I think there's a couple of things. First and primarily starting with the ease of doing business. So I think like the policies could revolve around maybe like a single window clearance for something like whenever someone wants to set up a GCC. Especially on the tech side, on the policy side, I think that would make a huge difference, make the business ecosystem a little bit more inviting and a little bit more welcoming. Could also be infrastructure status for GCCs, like a larger GCCs which are developing. So if someone wants to build a 1.5 square foot GCC, and I say 1.5, but that really depends on the city, right? Like in a Bangalore, that's probably a larger office size, but in a Bombay, it could be 300,000 square feet. So having infrastructure status for that. And I think some policies around education, promoting the talent pool a little, developing the talent pool a little bit even further, because that would really, I think, that's the base of the entire ecosystem. Right? You have the largest English-speaking population in the world outside of the US, and you have the youngest population in the world, right? Like the average youth is the youngest. I think now having that sort of edge on education or educational policies which help further develop this tech talent.
So moving forward then, what are your key expectations from the sector itself? I know it's on the growth trajectory. Where does it go from here? And how quickly until India gets right on top of that GCC pyramid?
I think we're already right on top. It's about maintaining the lead, right? I think continue to build great infrastructure, great offices, grade A offices, which I think we're doing. Like if you look at Bangalore, I think we have 25 to 30 million square feet of construction underway, out of which 60% of it is already pre-committed.
Right.
That's a very good position to be in,
is,
right?
it
Especially as an office developer, I think you know that the demand is there.
Right.
It's now being able to keep up with your supply and give good quality supply.
Right, well, let's hope that India continues to hold on to its pole position, like you mentioned in GCCs, and Bengaluru continues to be a key part of that equation. On that note, Shivam, great speaking with you. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you, Jude.
And long may India's GCC story
Looking
continue.
forward to seeing this and looking forward to your show. I know this is the start of it, but I'm looking forward to the budget and how this show unfolds till then and what insights everyone else has.
Absolutely great to have you with us as always. Thank you very much, Shivam.
Thank you, Jude.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.